What up, guys? So finally have some time off work. So today is Christmas Eve, and I'm not doing anything till tomorrow. So I'm gonna work on the bike. Excuse the mess. Yeah, here's the engine that was over here. Um, Waiting to get the Mark II back still from the paint shop to um, get the engine put in. Like as soon as I get the car back, everything will go pretty quick. Got the motor, the fenders, a lot of the body panels that are over there on that table, and so a lot of the stuff will clear up as soon as I get the car back. So I'm gonna go Monday and check on it. So what we're doing today on the bike, the wheels are coming off. Dun, dun, dun. So I ordered this stand off Amazon. It was like 38 bucks. It's okay, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know it was one of the ones that actually, if you look here on the bottom, it actually goes through the fork hole in the bottom and holds it up. I thought it was one of the other ones that has like the little arms. So, I mean, but it works. The bike's not going anywhere. The only other issue I've had is, I don't know, it's something with the Gixxer's, well, it's nothing with the arm. It's because of the type exhaust plus the swing arm. Like, the bike is actually kind of crooked just a little bit. Because if I put it like where it wasn't slightly crooked, it would hit the exhaust. So I guess it's something I'm just gonna have to deal with for now, and because I'm planning to stretch it out anyway, so that will give me that extra room I need to lift the bike up. So it shouldn't be a big deal. So yeah, taking the wheels off today to get them ready for powder coat. All right, so here we are, guys. So like I said before, the only thing you have to do is loosen these two top bolts right here. See them? These two top bolts, and the caliper slides out. It rubs against the wheel just a tiny bit. Some guys will put like some paper or some tape right there, put a couple layers of tape, then pull it out. But it's very minimal, so it shouldn't like eat up at the paint because you're not really rubbing that hard. So that on both sides. Then like I said here, what I did was I loosened up the two on the other side first, broke the big nut loose, then loosened these two. Now the axle's ready to come out. For these, I mean, I know they're hanging right now, that's not good, but as soon as I get the wheel out, I'm gonna like zip tie them to like here or something so that they don't just hang there the whole time. So remember that if your bike's gonna be without the front tire and the calipers are gonna be hanging there, zip tie them or like kind of lay them somewhere to where it's not yanking on that brake line the whole time. So for the nuts, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rag, and I got my little 10 mil socket that I use for these, and put the rag around the socket, and you're gonna put it inside here, and you can do that to actually tap the actual nut out, or the axle out. All right, guys, so here's the rim. So yeah, after you tap it, she comes right out, and then the wheel will kind of drop a little bit, then you can pull it the rest of the way out. What I did want to show you guys is this right here. This isn't really good when it's like dried up like this, so that means this hasn't been removed in a while. Usually if you go to a motorcycle shop, after they remove it, they're gonna re-grease it for you, but you know, always make sure that you grease it pretty good. The next thing I'm gonna do, because I'm getting the wheels ready for powder coat, is I have to take the brake rotors off, and I'm gonna mark it for which side. Make sure you mark them so you know which side's the left side, which side's the right, because the pads are basically cut out for this. Unless you're replacing rotors or replacing pads, you know, you want to make sure they go on the same side. The next step after that is we have to pull the wheel bearing out on the inside and the spacer. So because I'm getting them powder coated, those have to get removed and changed out. Some people like to do their wheel bearings every so often. I don't know what the increments are on the Gixxers. I haven't looked it up yet, but realistically you shouldn't have to do them that often. It's not like every 15k or anything like that. Some guys have gone 40-50k on stock wheel bearings, so if the bike is being taken care of and everything. But one way you can check is you can put your finger in here, and you should be able to spin it back and forth very freely. If you feel any type of like sandy feel, almost like it's grinding, or any type of like burrs or anything, then even if you're not doing powder coating or something, that tells you a sign right there that you should get your wheel bearings changed. So yep, that's pretty much how the front comes off. Make sure you mark all your stuff, and like I said, and keep them all together. And then the back is just like any other bike. You remove the big nut right here, and you have to loosen your chain tension so your chain can be out, and then the back tire just kind of pops out after you remove the axle. So we'll get to that here in a second, and then I'll show you guys. But yeah, there it is. All right, guys, got the rear wheel off. So I kind of forgot to record a little bit in between. So what you do is you loosen up this bad boy right here on both sides, and that's your your chain tension. So you loosen those up a decent amount, it'll loosen the chain. Then you're gonna break that nut loose that's on the side. As you can see here, don't forget what order they go in. You know, you don't want to put them in the wrong order. Then these come out. These are actually in between here, on the other side of the rim like that. And then you have like a spacer on Gixxers, I guess specifically there's a spacer on the rotor side, and then you have another spacer in the middle. So that's why you really want to pay attention how they go back in, because if you put it in incorrectly, it will there's potentially you can have wheel bearing failure, or you can have more serious issues where, you know, something won't work properly when you're riding the bike, and you really don't want that. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward and stuff. Like I said, the biggest part is remembering keeping everything in order, you know, where the spacers go.